Hi, everybody. It's Kristina Dennis, the Transformational Self-Empowerment Master. And I am coming into you after just having a great session. Actually, 2 days worth of sessions with women who are on this journey with me and have given me the honor to work with them. And I so appreciate both of them, as well as the others that have written in. I wanted to take a little break from us doing our histories. We've talked about that the last 2 days, and I'm sure that if you haven't got started on it, you will soon. But I just had a water splashed on my face reminder that so many of us are really, really hard on ourselves to begin with. So please, whatever you do, do not take this assignment as another way to beat yourself up. And if you're detecting patterns, good, let them come. Let them be written down on the page and forget about them for the moment. We all need to have a kinder world, and it starts with us. And generally speaking, I know a lot of people who show up in these rooms or show up to work with me are people that have already, done the very best that they could with what they had. They are living, and we are living, maybe you are living out messages that were given to you that no longer belong to you if they ever did in the first place. And so I hope today that you take a breather and write some really, really cool stuff about you as a person. I have been taught for a long time, for the last, 20 plus years, that self-love is an action. I've also heard the phrase love is a verb, not a noun. And I agree with both of them wholeheartedly, but it's a good reminder. If you really want to move forward, you're going to need to take care of yourself in a way, and you're going to have to do actionable items that make you feel comfortable and safe. It is impossible to grow or to move forward in a situation that we want to if we are beating ourselves up or saying, allowing this self-negative real talk go on and on and on in our brains. And the only way I know how to combat that, outside of finding the source, which we will eventually, you will eventually, that's why you're seeking truth. It's why I seek truth every day. You find the source and you discard it. Uncover, discover, and discard. No longer does that thinking pattern serve you or serve me. No longer do we have to protect ourselves in a world that is unsafe once we get a real good sense of what we will accept, what is acceptable in our lives, and how we will behave, and what our purpose is. And all that takes work. The idea of having a breeding ground that is full of pressure and stress and pushing yourself and insisting on having a breakthrough, or beating yourself up, wish I could have, should have, wish I had done it differently, is going to do nothing but bum you out. I mean, it's going to do nothing but reinforce that negative thought pattern that you may have already, that has kept you from obtaining some of the things that you really want to. And self-empowerment, transformational empowerment, depends on your ability to be flexible with your feelings, your thoughts, your perspective, and perhaps just tell yourself, because the brain can't hold two thoughts at one time, when that negative thought comes up, when that ability to beat yourself up, or that I'm not going to take a nap today, I'm not going to rest, I'm not going to take it easy, I'm not going to watch this television show, I'm going to go, 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 go. You can oppose that and decide to do something different, and you can change that thought. You can also actively do things that are going to feed your senses, feed your soul, feed your heart. And that is where I think true creativity comes from, is a place that's been fed and nourished. And we women are the worst about taking care of ourselves. We take care of everyone else, and we put everybody else's priorities ahead of our own, not realizing, unless there's a trauma or something that has to happen, show up, that we need to change that and start taking care of ourselves. What does taking care of myself look like? Well, I had a mentor at one point in time when I was going through a lot of family trauma. I was processing family trauma. I don't believe that trauma goes away with, a brain trick. I believe that we have to work very hard to get rid of it, and we have to work very hard to understand what its purpose was and move forward. At the same time, we need to make sure that we're taking care of our vital signs while we're doing this hard work. And she would tell me when I would be in the grips of grieving something that I wasn't safe enough to grieve when I was a child, but as an adult, I needed to grieve it so that I didn't continue the pattern. I didn't continue to let those messages soak into my heart or my brain. I didn't look for those patterns of defeat or lack of self-worth or the message that I received very clearly that I was unwanted. Was to go out and buy myself something pretty. And I think that I've said that a few times, and I remember thinking, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And then I find myself 25 years later telling people, find something that you like to look at or you feel is pretty. And no, that's not going to solve the problem of self-worth immediately. It's not going to solve the problems of, old tapes that you maybe want to keep rewinding, or self-defeating behaviors that are continuing, although we'll put those a little bit on the back burner if you're busy focusing on something pretty or something that makes you have a visceral response of positivity. But what it does do is allow you to regain your strength. It does spit in the face of I'm not valuable when you value yourself and you do self-valuing actions. And that's why I wanted to come in here and just be a little less task-oriented and a little more heart-oriented toward everybody. I want to make sure, and I hope that you hear this very clearly, that you are going to be more productive, more fearless, more capable than you ever imagined you could be, okay? When you do this work, when you don't take on somebody else's job, when you don't feel somebody else's feelings for them, when you let it go by, when you take a nap when you're tired, when you do make sure that your clothes are fit you well, or that you are well nourished, when you do all of those self-loving actions, you're going to be so much more powerful in the day-to-day battles that need to come, or the deep intensive work that you may need to have. The other thing that I want to say about when you're writing your personal history and things that may have been stirred up is that those are in the past. And to make sure that you have a parent dialogue, that you're parenting yourself again, saying, oh, that happened then. I can't be abandoned now. I am a grown person. That happened then. Mel Robbins loves to say, I think that people don't like me, but the right people love me. Whatever that statement is for you, hold on to it, okay? And keep saying it over and over and over again, and making sure that you are feeding yourself and taking care of yourself, and that you're surrounding yourself with people that love you and reflect back to you. That's what I want most in the world, is for my message of self-love, self-kindness, to be really the first place we go, the default, no longer the I have to think about it and do it that way. And I love working with people. It's my most favorite thing in the world, working with people and going back to maybe that history they wrote right in the beginning and saying, okay, how do you feel about that now? What patterns did you recognize, uncover, that you don't need to live with anymore? So it's worth it. And I just want to send out the encouragement to everyone who's watching. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Stephanie. And let you know that, it means everything in the world for your future to work on things that are going on right now or things that have gone on. And if you find yourself in a place you think you might need to do this work, I'm guessing you probably do. I don't know anybody on this earth that doesn't benefit from self-reflection and from doing and having discipline in self-care. So happy Tuesday to everybody. And I look forward to coming in tomorrow. If things feel a little hard today, take a rest. Believe that you're worth the time. Believe it. Think it. Act it. Because eventually it'll become part of your emotional DNA and you won't wake up questioning. And really that's what we want. Codependents, they want to, I heard it said just in the last 2 days, I do everything for everyone else and no one is doing anything for me. Well, there are several things that happen. Stop doing everything for everybody else. It felt like I was going to die when I did that the first time, because that was that was my power to control people. I'm going to be everything you need me to be, because that way you'll never leave me and you'll see my value and I will be wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be wanted. But the truth of the matter is they were wanting somebody that I wasn't. A needless person is very difficult to be around. So, stop doing everything for everyone. And 2, start doing some things for yourself, because you're really, that's where your responsibility lies, is in taking care of yourself. I'm going to go back to saying goodbye. I'll talk to you soon. And, everybody enjoy their Tuesday. Tuesday can be like, whatever, but let's make it a great Tuesday. Remember, you really are the only you. That's a cliche, kind of stinky, like, oh gosh, Hallmark type thing to say. But your friends, your family, your children, they deserve to know who you really are. And you deserve to have that kind of life. And I want you to have that life. So have a great day, and I'll come in and see you tomorrow.